I try in English, but I don't know. Maybe Mukunda will come to translate. Yeah, maybe, yeah. This is good. Maybe.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Slovenia. Only Nisima Seva doesn't understand English, I think. Sure. Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jayo Girivaradari, Jayo Girivaradari, 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 Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Braja Jana Ranjana, Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Dana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Ravanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Ravanachari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Kunja Bihari, Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jayo Girivaradari, Jayo Girivaradari, Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jayo Girivaradari, Jayo Girivaradari, Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Dana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Hari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jayo Girivaradari, Jayo Girivaradari, Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jayo Girivaradari, Jayo Girivaradari, Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Nana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Rajachari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jai Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Parivraja Kachara Shtotara Shata Shri Srimati Isi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaja Ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Saslas Brahmin Vakna Saslas Brahmin Vakna Saslas Brahmin Saslas Shlas Gurum Gurangis Saslas Prabhupada Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastapatale Srimati Chandra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. A to v angleščini preberemo ali? Ok. A damo v angleščini ali kaj? Okay, then I will speak English and then he will translate to Slovenian. We are reading from 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 14, titled Brahma's Prayers to Lord Krishna, verse 46. Tataha Hasan Hrishikeshaha Abhyabhritya Saha Arbhakai Darshayan Charma Ajagram Nyavavartata Vantat Varajam Tatoha San Hrishikesha Tatoha San Hrishikesha Vyavahritya Sahar Bakaihi Vyavarta Sahar Bakaihi Darshayam Charam Jagaram Darshayam Charma Jagaram Nyavarteta Vanat Vrajam Navarteta Vanat Vrajam Tato Hasan Hrishikesha Vyavahritya Sahar Bakaihi Darshasyam Charma Jagram Nyavrateta Vanat Vrajam Tato Hasan Hrishikesha Vyavahritya Sahara Bakai Darsham Charma Jagram Nyava Arta Teta Vanat Vrajam Kesho Vaitata Charmak Jagram Yavarta Jam Sam Hrishikesha. Bhakavahritya Sahar Bhakai Darshayam Charma Jagaram Nyavartata Vraja Vrajam. Mataji, ce problema? Tato Hasan Hrishikesha. Sahar Bhakai. Yam Charmara Jagaram. Nyavartata Zota. Okay. They merge together, or translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Tataha, then Hasan, smiling, Hrishikesha, Lord Krishna, the master of everyone's senses, Abhyavarhritya, taking lunch, Saha, along with, Arba Kaihi, the cowherd boys, Darshayan, showing, Charma, the skin, Ajagram, the python Agasura, Nyavartata, he returned, Vanat, from the forest, Vrajam, to the village of Raja. Translation. Then Lord Hrishikesha, smiling, finished his lunch in the company of his cowherd boys, friends. While they were returning from the forest to their homes in Vraja, Lord Krishna showed the cowherd boys the skin of the dead serpent Agasura. Because this doesn't have purpose, I will read next which has purpose. 47. Bara Pasha Navanara Datu Vachitra Nagaha Prodam Dvenu Dala Shriga Ravatsavabhya Vatsangrinan Anugagita Pavitra Kriti Gopidri Utsava Drishta Pravesha Goshtam. Lord Krishna transcendental body was decorated with peacock feathers and flowers and painted with the forest minerals. And his bamboo flute loudly and festily resounded. As he called out his calves by names, his cowherd boyfriends purified the whole world by chanting his glories. Thus Lord Krishna entered the cow pastures of his father, Nanda Maharaj, and at the sight of his beauty at once produced a great festival for the eyes of the all cowherd woman. Purport. According to Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, the gopis mentioned here are the older cowherd ladies such as Mother Yashoda, who loved Krishna with parental affection. Krishna's cowherd boyfriends were so proud of Krishna's wonderful activities that while entering the village they all sang his glories. Again, verse. Tatoha sang Hrishikesha Bhyava Hritya Saha Bhakkai Darshayamscha Charma Jagram Nyavarteta Vanatvrajam. Then Lord Krishikesha, smiling, finished his lunch in company of his cowherd friends. While they were returning from the forest to their homes in Vraja, Lord Krishna showed the cowherd boys the skin of the dead serpent Aghasura. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Budale Srimate Chandramali Swamiti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Budale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Nam Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachare Nirishena Shunyavani Pashata Deshatale Rashi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shri Asadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First I would like to welcome everybody who came. Hare Krishna. We will try to say something about these two verses. Just yesterday I listened while I was cooking that Prabhupada said that Krishna is not just imagination of some artist who is glorifying or singing about Krishna pastimes, but Krishna actually lived 5,000 years ago in Vrindavana, and not that he was like, if we are going to encyclopedia, we can see that Krishna was like famous king who lived 5,000 years ago, but Srila Prabhupada said no, he was actually Supreme Personality of Godhead who appeared in Vrindavana. And now we can see purposes why Krishna appears in this world. We can get answers from very famous verse from Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya Sadhana. That means that he will appear to give pleasure to his devotees and also to show us conditioned souls what we are lacking, because we find so many attractive things to enjoy in this material world, but he wants to show us that his pastimes are the most attractive. And what we heard from these two verses, he also appears in this material world to destroy the person who abstracts devotees. And in these two persons here are Lord Brahma and Aghasura. And there are 2 points here I would like to mention. First is that usually when he performs some activities of killing devotees or demons, Bhaktivinoda Thakur commented that we can learn something from these pastimes, and if we meditate properly on these pastimes, we can destroy our anantras in our hearts. And we have now 2 different stories. One was not obvious demon, he was Brahma, he was devotee, but he destroyed his pride, I think. I don't know, I am not sure because I didn't read yesterday. But for Aghasura, which was Python in great demon disguised as Python, I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur comments that he represents cruelty. And then we can see in everyday's life or practicing devotional service, we can be quite cruel to some people, or they are saying that usually we are cruel to the people who are we most close to. If we are married, then many times we argue with wife, and then they are saying that words are even sharpest than the sword, and we can cause quite a damage. And then we can see in our daily lives that we can be every day we can see that we can be cruel. And every time we read something about Krishna, we should ask ourselves what we can learn from this lesson, not that we just enjoy beautiful pastimes which Krishna performed in Vrindavana. Another point is that Krishna is also showing us which is the best method to be happy in material world. And when he established ISKCON, he didn't mention, especially before, when he was living in India, when he has this league of devotees, he didn't mention this agricultural style for life, because in India everybody lives like this. And then when he came to Western world, he put it in his purpose that we also must perform these activities, because in this style of life we can be very sattvic, because in our material world we are not so much sattvic, we are just running from one thing to another thing, and then we must have a physician, psychiatrician, I don't know, everything, medicines that we are not in anxiety and all these things. Prabhupada, one famous statement, he said that all economic problems will be solved if we grow some grains and take care of cows. And then if we reflect to this material world, it's good economics, it is that if in 1 year we make some money and another year we expect that we double it. Like Prabhupada mentioned this strategy when distributing books, double it. But in the case of book, this is good because we are doing some transcendental activities. But if we want to produce more, we can see that in last 50 years there is not so much progress like we would expect. And also, one funny thing is that for at least 5,000 years, majority people was living from agriculture, but now maybe 50 years living so artificial, because from year to year we are struggling more and more to, even if you are living in Ljubljana, is even if you are so expensive that you cannot for rent of flat we are staying in, then you must apply for some help of state, and then state give you some help, and this is like economic situation in Kali Yuga. Prabhupada said that Krishna is ideal example how we should, or authority, how we should take care of cows. He said that in the morning it was not very stressful. They just woke up, they milk the cows, they get breakfast, and then they took cows on the pasture ground. But if we see how we do in our society, we wake up in the morning also very early, then we go by car at least 1.5 hours to some job, then we perform some job we don't like, then our kids are in school and our kids are very tender years, and then wife is going to another job with car. That means we must have 2 cars, and everybody's directions. And then when these young boys come or girls come from school, they must wait that parents return. And this is not, at least to me, very sattvic environment to live in. I remember when I was child, then my father was working in the morning, and my mother, she was, I don't know how you say in English, she was cleaning some facilities after people finish their jobs, and then that means that, Snezhilka, that we didn't clean lady, and then we didn't have proper druženje. Thank you. It was all mixed up. And then even in school, even if you mentioned, we were Christians, and if you mentioned you go, if we verouk, kako se reče verouk? Yeah. If you were mentioned that you're going Sunday school, everybody was teasing you. And this was like living in material world. And even in our country was a little bit this socialism with Marshall Tito, which is it was even more worse. And then it was nothing religious. And also, one devotee says, if we live in the village, then it's very easy. You can associate with family. You have some work on field. You must do some work for getting some wood for heating. And one devotee was just explaining that he's living in Kočevje. This is like the most dense forest region of Slovenia, and he's paying a lot of money, the same money like if you would order the wood in center of Ljubljana. And he said, what is this? This is like economic development. And then he was joking, but at least if I'm going walking, I see so many trees who are knocked down by wind. We just collect and use it for fuel. But no, we just complicate this everywhere. This is one thing I would like to mention, and now I would finish with the third topic. The third topic is a little bit connected with our devotional practices. Those who are practicing devotional service, or those who are a little bit more in knowledge, they know that our devotional service is made of two parts, the beginning part and advanced part. And in what is common in the both parts, that we should have some mentor to guide us, that we practice properly devotional service. The first part is titled Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, which means that we have Nectar of Devotion or Srila Prabhupada books, how we should apply devotional service in our daily life. I know that when Srila Prabhupada was leaving this world, when he was on deathbed, he said that we should rise early in the morning and have morning program. This is first part, and then when we are on this first stage, we do this because it is written that we must do. And then usually in Vedic times there was like village life, and then in village there was some Gurukula, and then there was some guru with his wife, and then he was teaching local children, and then he can guide these children because was not so many. But now's time, if we see ISKCON, we have gurus which are not so many times here. Especially majority, they come in very good situation once per year for 1 week, or if we are lucky, 2 times per year for 2 weeks. And then we must have some strategy. In temple is no problem because we have temple president or temple commander who is directing people that they perform activities correctly. But if we are grihastas, then we must have some mentor who will guide us that we practice this devotional service correctly. And especially said, Srila Prabhupada said that the first is Guru who give us direction, and then he appoints us some mentor who will, or some senior devotee who will take care of us. And if we are practicing devotional service correctly, then we will, after sometimes that doesn't mean that we are chanting 2 years Hare Krišna Maha Mantra, and then we will develop feeling what is our eternal Svarupa or spiritual form. But know that what I heard from my Guru Maharaj, or I heard from Srila Prabhupada, it is that actually our spiritual master must tell us what we are in spirituals. But this means that we must practice devotional service seriously at least 20, 30 years. And even if we are practicing so long, it's not samo po sebi umevno. Yeah, guaranteed that we will come to this platform. And here is one very important detail, that we should not be discouraged if we are practicing 25 years or 30 years and we still doesn't have feeling that we are developing some attraction to some resident of Vrindavana. I'm speaking this because of this here. Prabhupada is commenting that when cowherd boys were returning from forest, they achieved this pasture ground of Nanda Maharaj, and Nanda Maharaj is one of these authorities which we can follow if we develop this parental law. And this parental law is the law we can apply in our lives the most, suitable, because if we see some child, we have automatically some attraction, but we should not confuse that this attraction is the same like is described here. This is Krishna. Krishna is so beautiful that we cannot avoid to not look at him. It is also said, or we have some experience, and at least me, that if you meet some very beautiful person who also have good character, we are automatically attracted, and that means it not means that we will that we are attracted, that we will in future exploit this person or some anyhow, but we are just attracted because this is so pleasant. But we cannot imagine how Krishna is attractive, why these residents of Vrindavan, they were so attractive. They are saying in Vedic times that in this how they lived in Vrindavana, it is that in the morning, here Jiva Goswami and Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that in this particular case, it's not mentioned these young gopis, but the elder gopis, and this is parental law, how we can... and then if we want have on this higher stage, which is Maharaj will set, if I said correctly, I heard that sometimes is said Raganuga Bhakti or Ragatmika Bhakti. That means that when we are on this advanced stage of devotional service, we feel attraction, or this is attraction for what was written in the beginning, to this friendship with cowherd boys, or we can go stage upstairs. In this first stage, we can be our authorities like close friend or confidential friend or whatever. But if we want to have, I know at least boys, we have more this inclination that we like this rasa with boys. But once I asked my Guru Maharaj, I have inclination, and he said, this doesn't mean that you awakened already in heart, that you have this inclination. Just practice chant and do sadhana, and we will see in the future. But majority with ladies, I could see that they are more in this situation that they like children, and then they can they are more close to this parental law. And in our case, we can then follow Yashoda or Nanda Maharaj. They are the topmost devotees with parental law. We can follow them, and then we can advance in Krishna consciousness. But the highest is conjugal law. It's with younger devotees, but this is too much for our Westerners. Because we automatically just begin to make offenses, not that we are so advanced. But Still we have some devotees who can perform this stage, but usually we are not fit even to listen or to read about these pastimes, because we will just confuse this prema with kama, and then there will be more bad things than good things in our devotional service. But I will just finish with one thought, how in Vrindavan they are living, that in the morning the parents are most happy because Krishna is there, and they wake him up, they change him, like we changed our deities, and then they feed him, cook for him, and they are very sad when they must go to pasture ground to take care of cows. And they said this, when they are going to pasture ground, they are associating friends and Krishna, and this is this friendly law. And then in the evening, the parents are again on the schedule. They are very happy to see him, and now it's in our text is written that they were very happy when they saw that Krishna has returned. It's in the some places is described that this procedure, then when Krishna is going out of Vrindavana, takes a lot of time, because it's very stressful for these residents, because they know that they will not see him for at least 6 hours. And also, if you now it was not so far ago, it was this Ramayana, when Ramachandra was exiled to forest. Also, they didn't let him out of city. And as hard is this odvojenost, ko gre Krishna, kako bi to rekel, this feeling of separation is strong in the morning. This separation of love, when they saw these calves coming, they are very enthusiastic to see them again. They are saying, some scripture says, or some places in Bhagavatam is written, when they saw far away that dust from the calves, they see, and they hear this sound, they are knowing that also Krishna is coming. They are very happy. And then again, they are dirty, and these elderly ladies, they bathe them, they cook them prasadam and feed them, and they are very happy. And then they put Krishna sleep, but Krishna is not sleeping in the night, but in the night he must do this third part to associate with Gopis, who also want his association. We must say that in Vrindavana there are especially these 3 rasas prominent. This neutral is not so common, but is there, and all this serving is also there, but not so common, but majority these 3 rasas. Be friend with Krishna, be parent of Krishna, or be lover with Krishna. And then servant is also we have maybe, thank you Maharaj, is also very important for us, because no one in these times want to be servant. Even we are sometimes confusing that is enough that I am listening just for Krishna pastimes, and this is I am advanced. But actually, when we hear these pastimes, we should get ecstasy, and also we should also realize that we must also do something for Krishna. And then Maharaj said this servitude. Then some cowherd boys, they massage feet of Krishna, and some they bring some food and feed him, or somebody plays with him wrestling, or everything what these boys do. And we should, if we really want to know that how much advanced we are, we should see ourselves how much practical service we do in devotional service. Not that when we will die, we go to Goloka and then we will just sing for Krishna his glories. No, Krishna also needs that somebody cooks for him, that somebody change him, that somebody feed him, that somebody puts him to sleep, that somebody goes out and play with him, not just that you just chant Hare Krishna and then Krishna will be automatically happy. And this is maybe misunderstanding we can see in our society, that one Maharaj was joking. We have so many these japa retreats. Why do we don't have japa attacks, this Harinam attack? Because everybody is just chanting for themselves Hare Krishna, and this is it. But we should do also some practical seva, and when we advance, we should also do some preaching, not just. For me, I have deities at home, and I chanted my rounds and read one verse from Bhagavad Gita, and my devotional service is finished, and now I can do another things. No. What shocked me when I read this this purport of Srila Prabhupada, where he is describing that we should give 50% of our income to Krishna. He said that doesn't mean that we should give half of our salary, but to porabiti denar, to spend our money to go to temple or to support the Sankirtan mission, book distribution, and these things. Know that that we support to go in the majority money to go in the winter skiing, to go in the springtime to seacoast, or to go to some different places. No. Majority, we would be more happy if we would spend money for devotional service. But Hare Krishna, we are a lot of under influence of Maya, and we think that okay, we are doing something, and then we are putting money or enough work. But what I can see, we are more like hobby devotees than serious practitioners of devotional service. And then if we would like to be really happy, then we must practice seriously devotional service, not that we accumulate a lot of money and this money will make us happy. This is also one message of this living in farm communities. If we are very attached to money, then we could not live in this agricultural community. But if we have good sadhana and good, if we are devotionally elevated or mature, then we don't need a lot. We just need some food to live, some association, and we can live everywhere. And this is what I see, this plan of Srila Prabhupada, what he sees, that we should seek happiness in devotional service, not that when we will have a lot of money, then we can pay everything and buy everything and have everything, and then we will be happy. No. This is what I would speak. Maybe Maharaj has some corrections, questions, I don't know, or somebody else. Microphone, maybe Lalita Govinda will give you. Maybe you should, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Hare Krishna. Is that working? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that class. As far as our spiritual identity goes, it can be, perhaps it's a little complicated. There's two different stages of sadhana bhakti. One is called Vaidhi and the other is Raganuga, but they're all under regulation. Previously they used to have Siddha Pranali, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes in the Harinam Chintamani. There he doesn't describe it until after he describes all the 10 offenses. So after one becomes free from the 10 offenses and the mind is more or less clear, one can meditate on a certain rasa of his choosing. Well, usually sometimes, at least in that time when Siddha Pranali was given by the Siddha Pranali Guru. But after Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada didn't recommend that, nor did Srila Prabhupada or Srila Prabhupada. As Prabhupada said, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sada Kavanoi Shravanadi Shudachite Kore Udoy. That love, the ultimate beyond just even Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, is the actual realization of our identity. And that comes, as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in the Nectar of Instruction, and also Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada gives his comments. It comes automatically, not automatically exactly, it comes by the mercy of Krishna, is revealed to us. Because whoever we are, we're that eternally. It's not that someone's going to give us something new. That's the difference between different Vaishnava sects sometimes. Our understanding given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that we have an eternal identity, as Prabhupada writes at the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. We have a particular category of rasa that we belong to, one of the 5 rasas. So that's revealed to us, as Prabhupada writes, when we become serious about Krishna consciousness. Then we choose someone then we have to get trained up again, because we forgot. And therefore, then we choose, after we realize who we actually are at the stage of bhava, what our real identity is, then we choose some associate to follow, and we get trained up by them internally. How to serve Krishna in that particular rasa. Just like when Krishna came 5,000 years ago, when Krishna visits the different universes, then there's a combination of associates that come with him. One of them are the Nitya Siddhas, the other one, for instance, we have the Sadhana Siddhas that came with Krishna. We had the Munichari Gopis who came. We had the Vedas personified, and they got trained up by the Nitya Siddha Gopis who came, or the Nitya Siddha cowboys, whatever. They got trained up how to serve Krishna so that they could go back to the spiritual world, and they were already trained in that particular rasa. Here they get trained up. So the point is that our identity is eternal. It's not given to us. It's already there. It just has to be revealed to us.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. Very nicely said. These 10 offenses, this is like offenses of nama, offenses to the holiness. Yeah.
So I have to get free from those. And
Yeah, it's not so easy. Yeah. 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 Because they are speculating too much in this.
They themselves don't know what the rasa is. So they don't tell anyone else. And even if you know what your rasa is, as you pointed out, as Prabhupada said in one letter, he said the material world is the preferred reflection of service. So until we actually, our primary methodology of discovering our rasa is just to render service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. In the mood of, we serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a servant, not in a particular rasa. The rasa we serve him is in servitude, in the Sankirtan movement. And we can, in that service, for instance, Harinam, then that's as good as serving Krishna in the rasa dance. It is the rasa dance. You don't have to particularly think you're a gopi or whatever. Just chant Hare Krishna in the Sankirtan movement. And you're participating in activities which is as good as being in the rasa dance.
Once my Maharaj said that I asked him, now I am cooking pretty good, I don't burn things or do wrong things, what I should do, cook with meditating on Krishna, and he said, no, just cook that will be cooked good, and this is okay, nothing fancy, just cook good.
Thank you. I'm inspired to ask about how to explain to the people that they need some other guidance, direct than Prabhupada guidance, because I meet and talk with so many people around outside of Slovenia as well, online and so on. They become older. They think, it is between me and Krishna. I know I read Prabhupada books, I come to do service, everything. And my kids have some spiritual guidance, gurus, but I think I don't need. So as you also talk with new people, this and that, it is little new question, new topic for me, how to inspire people that they need sense of responsibility to one person in life, or whatever.
Thank you. Very good question. Maybe I will not be able to answer. Maybe Maharaj will correct me. But I see problem here because our whole society is making this arrangement that everybody is equal, and then the side effect of this is that nobody is following some authority, and then we have a big problem even in our movement, because very difficult that somebody will follow authority. Don't be discouraged if your mentor and nobody follows you. I think my Guru Maharaj said, I am Guru and nobody follows my instruction, or maybe you said it's quite difficult, yes, but even if we are going to spiritual world, there is some authority. We are not the same. You can not become Yashoda or Ananda Maharaj. There are authorities in this and then, but here is all spoiled in this material world, and everybody knows everything, and we don't need authority. I see like this, but maybe Maharaj. But it's quite demanding to pursue people that they will follow some authority, and usually they will not. But I can see that if they are spiritually mature, they will accept, because Nectar of Devotion starts. The first 5 talks of these 64 topics speaks about Guru, in some case. But in ISKCON we have so many people who doesn't. I don't need Guru. Yeah, I have Prabhupada and all this speculation, but I don't know how really apply them, because maybe we should just evaluate with what kind of person we are speaking. If this is even we will be successful to pursue him, or just say and then, I don't know, because majority people will not listen. I don't know. Maybe if Maharaj will comment something.
What you said, I think, is basically correct. That actually there's one authority, Krishna in the heart, and everyone's representing him to different degrees. So if you have the highest authority, like Srila Prabhupada, his teachings is to teach us how to properly serve Krishna and the soul within everyone's heart appropriately. So there's no question of not having an authority, because the authority is everywhere. And unless we learn how to accept the highest authority to give us the discrimination, they're giving us the discrimination how to serve the other authorities. They're not telling us, Prabhupada didn't give us instructions how to become the master. He gave us instructions how to become a servant. Because we never become the master, we're always remaining servant eternally. And Prabhupada writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita that anyone who thinks that they don't have to accept any authority, including a spiritual master, they're at once fallen. And as far as dealing with them, as you said, according to Bhagavad Gita, that we have to ascertain if someone actually accepts us as an authority before we actually give them any. We don't act as an authority for someone who doesn't accept us as an authority. We only act as an authority for people as they accept us as an authority. Otherwise, it's an offense against the holy name. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name is an offense. So one may be a so-called spiritual master, one may be disciple. If the disciple doesn't accept the instruction, they're really not a disciple. they're just pretending, or it's just a show. We have to. Therefore, Prabhupada was very careful not to overextend his authority. He understood perfectly well who he was dealing with, and he acted appropriately. So we have to do that also. We have to see. As Prabhupada writes, that anyone in the Nectar of Instruction, verse number 6, he said the spiritual master is always situated as the spiritual master, and the disciple is always situated as the disciple. It's a natural relationship. It's not just a formal one. The formality is just to help us develop the natural relationship of subordinate, and also because we should be always in the mood of being a servant. And we're serving the acharyas in our disciple succession, their instructions, which are there in Guru, Sadhana, and Shastra, especially Shastra. So then, in that, having the background that we're always associating with our acharyas, therefore we serve the others appropriately, those who are superior to us, those who are equal, and those who are inferior. But our mood is always service to the acharyas, therefore we can properly learn how to serve everyone else appropriately. But if someone presents it, we think we're the authority, and we misunderstand what our relationship is with the devotee we're dealing with, then it becomes offensive. Both we become offensive, and the person we're dealing with will probably become offensive also.
I heard that even materialist people, they are saying that we must follow some rules and regulations. Like they are saying, these people, I don't know how they are called, which are not married, they are much of trouble in our society. And then we are like devotees that we should also get married and also get have some boss about us. Prabhupada is saying, you have authority in when you're working, you have home authority, wife, or you have you're always serving somebody. Your boss in job, your wife, your children, or Prabhupada, I said, even dog. In our days is very ridiculous. Then with this new law that you must pick up this stool of dogs and put it in the bag. This is like, at least Vastya Maharaj said, is better than to serve Krishna, not that we serve a dog and then this is our material advancement. Like we are really, and on the beginning, when they start this philosophy that we don't need authority, is very good. But in 1 year, 2 years, 10 years is worse and worse and worse. And then all societies, like, we have so many these very interesting philosophies now about the gender, and I don't know everything. It's really
everyone has an authority. Either you accept scriptural authority, and those who represent it, or you have to accept your senses as an authority.
Yeah.
There's mental speculations.
Is there any other question, or we should close the discussion? I suppose close. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Bhakta Vidhi. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yeah. imamo tudi samo na poslovnem kvartu, zdaj kupam mnogo. In to smo res une cene, ni samo ine.
1200 evrov, sem je rekel tabak tako raz. Pa da ga tudi nam ne posod, pa da on to nam more več, pa tako pa...
Vprašaj ga, za njega vem, za drugega pa ne. Če pa ne bo on, pa lahko on za kakšnega še veš. Kako je bila ta angleščina? Jaz